Welcome to my Bake Escape. This week I decided to make a delicious loaf using frozen cherries, a little lemon, almond extract, and slivered almonds. It turned out so delicious. I hope you follow along to see how I made this amazing cherry almond loaf. For this recipe, you will need vegetable oil, frozen cherries, sour cream, eggs, lemon zest, all-purpose flour, sugar, baking powder, salt, vanilla extract, and almond extract. All right, let's get started. First step is to combine the dry ingredients. So to the flour, I added the salt, and now I'm adding in the baking powder. I give it a quick mix. Next is to move on to the wet ingredients, starting with the granulated sugar. To that, I add 2 tablespoons of lemon zest. Then add the eggs. Now, whisking the eggs into the sugar will take a little elbow grease. You want to mix these until they become pale in color, so it could take about 2 minutes. Once the eggs are mixed in, add in the sour cream. Followed by the vegetable oil. Then add the vanilla extract and almond extract. Next step is to combine the dry into the wet, and so using a large spatula, I fold the flour into the wet ingredients in 2 batches, combining just until it's mixed in. You don't want to over mix this batter. I have frozen black cherries. They're still frozen here, and what I like to do is just chop them up into smaller pieces. If it's a larger cherry, I cut it into 4 pieces. If it's a smaller one, I cut it in half. Once the cherries are cut up, place them in a bowl and add 2 tablespoons of flour. Give that a quick mix. This will help keep the cherries in place in the loaf as it bakes. They won't all sink to the bottom of the loaf. Fold those into the batter very gently. I use a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan. I liberally spray it with nonstick cooking spray. So this loaf is going to bake in a 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 55 to 60 minutes. It really depends on the size loaf pan that you use. If you use a 9 by 5, then it should be done within 55 to 60 minutes. Also keep in mind that the cherries are frozen. They will release a little bit of liquid, so it may take a few more minutes for this to set. So once it's done, you'll see that a skewer will come out pretty clean. There will be a little bit of crumbs, and that's okay. Here's a skewer that I checked before when it wasn't quite set, and look at all of that batter. You do not want that. You want the skewer with a little bit of crumbs. You don't want too much to come off. So this is set. I'm going to go ahead and remove it from the pan. I gently use a butter knife to run along the edges, and I invert this pan upside down over a cooling rack, and then use another cooling rack to flip the loaf right side up. You want to allow it to cool down for about 30 to 40 minutes. While the loaf cools, it's time to work on that delicious icing. For the icing, you will need powdered sugar, vanilla extract, almond extract, salt, and fresh lemon juice. Start by adding the salt, vanilla extract, and almond extract to the powdered sugar, and squeeze in a couple tablespoons of lemon juice. Add a little bit at a time until you have the perfect consistency. What you're looking for is a thick drizzle. Look at this loaf. It turned out amazing. You can even see the little bits of cherry. The next step is to drizzle this glaze all over the top. Look at that luscious icing. It is probably my favorite part of this loaf. It's sweet and tangy with a lemon, with a hint of vanilla and almond. Oh, it is so tasty. Once the icing has set for about 5 minutes, go ahead and add some slivered almonds. I really like to garnish the tops of my pastries with what is inside. That way, whoever's eating it knows, okay, there's going to be some cherries and some almonds. Oh, I've been waiting all morning to try this. It smells delicious. It looks incredible. And look at those cherries. Perfectly spread throughout the batter. They didn't all sink to the bottom of the loaf. I'm really looking forward to tasting this. It smells incredible. The cake part came out tender and moist with a little hint of tart cherry and the sweet lemony glaze. It's just perfection. Honestly, I love lemon loaf, but I think this is my new favorite loaf. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you liked it, be sure to hit that like button and feel free to subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching and have a sweet day.